Howdy there, Super Robot fans. Welcome back to this entry into the archives. My name is Austin. We're going to be playing some more Super Robot Wars Alpha today. I have read a bit of the story where it's taken a minute. I'm getting all choked up about it, gracious. It's taken us a long while to get here, but it sounds like we get a Gunbuster today. I'm very happy. I think it's so cool. I suspect it's not going to be quite so bombastic in this art style, but that's okay. We can gush over it being fully rendered in, I think Z is the I know we have a ton of cash, but we're still saving that for the Donken. Right? We're 20,000 and change off of getting an extra weapon. So we have sort of two crossing over plot lines to follow up on what happened last time we were talking about just the Gunbuster plots. We have the regular crew from the Gunbuster on the Excellion, and they are talking about their plans for who's going to be piloting the Gunbuster. And broad strokes, Noriko and what's the other woman's name? Oh, my word. Kazumi, gracious. Kazumi were always the intended pilots for it, and Young was never going to be. But in addition to that, we have the I think it's do you remember Love? Maybe is it Super Dimension Fortress Macross? We have the other Macross pilots of the Y series, the YF series, intersecting with this plot here, because one of them, not Gold, the other one, Isamu. He was paired up with Noriko when she and Kazumi had their falling out. They just skipped over the guy, I don't remember what his name is, from Gunbuster that was her actual partner. We just subbed him out for the Macross pilot, so he's back here again. Not this guy, that's Gold. And Gold's here to complain about not getting access to the better Valkyrie. I think the YFs are still Valkyries, right? Correct me if I'm wrong, but his is the YF-21. He is the pilot of the YF-21. Isamu is the pilot of the YF-19. And Gould thinks that he should be the 19's pilot. And we heard Isamu talk about this the previous time too, that he was in competition to try and get the rights to be the pilot. But looking at the skill point or the expert point requirements, something seems a little goofed up by this stage. We'll see when we actually get into the map. But I think there's going to be something weird about the two YF pilots we're not going to get to do because of a choice I made earlier. Here, Kazumi is questioning Ota about how long Noriko is going to stay the pilot of, anything, that they still don't believe that Noriko is a good fit. Or neither of them think that Noriko is ready. Kazumi thinks that is a reason to try and get her out of here. And Ota thinks that's a reason to keep her training because potential for him is the promise. I don't know if this is a translation thing, but Kazumi also says... Oh, hold on. Kazumi says that the Gunbuster is built to her. I'm assuming the translation means built for her, but I also don't know what. That's interesting. I've watched up to episode 3. I need to finish watching. That's only 3 more. It's so short. But she also says that she is going to leave if he has to be paired with Noriko, or with Noriko again, and that she's unable to protect herself, and compares her to a spilled cup of water, which is a weird analogy. And then we have Ota also making a sentence that just doesn't make sense, which is you could always scoop the water back up again. No, you can't, bud. If it falls on concrete, that water's gone. What are you talking about? So here's where we're gonna see what's happening. Okay, this is what I thought. If you are following along with the translation guide, they mentioned the YF-21 and the YF-19 here, but they are not actually... We're skipping over that part because of a choice we made. So a lot of this text is going to be, I'm going to assume a little bit more because there's an assumption that I'm getting the YF stuff. So Young is frustrated because she basically thinks she was like trained here to die. Like she can't actually do the thing that she wanted to do. She can't fulfill the promise that she made. So she is like ready to leave. She's trying to abandon. Sorry. She is trying to abandon the group, but to go off and fight the Space Invaders on her own. That she thinks she's like, she thinks she's superior to them. That they are minor enemies, but also she doesn't care if she goes out in the blaze of glory. That like if she can't pilot the Gunbuster, if like the whole training project that they're all here for, she is unable to fulfill. Then like, why does it matter if she's alive? Just like take as many out as she can and like get her out of the way because clearly she doesn't matter. So I think that's what this fight is supposed to be. Normally there's a fight with the YF suits, and then Young goes off on her own. And one of them promises to go get her back, but that seems to not be what we're doing here. Yeah. Yeah, the Excellent's gonna get attacked by something, but they can't perceive it, but these feel like Macross enemies. Yeah, Maria. That's definitely a Macross enemy. Oh, right, she's one of the whatever the female species of the Zentradi are. The Meltrondi, I think, something like that. Then, okay, Young isn't leaving. Maybe she does now. There they are. This is like all goopered up. So yeah, in scenario 30, we could have picked between two maps. We could have tried to shoot down the colony or have the Ava catch it, I believe is what it was. Yeah. And because we didn't choose shoot down, that's why this is different. This stage gets truncated. So I actually don't know what these two are fighting about at all, because the translation assumes that they're on the map already. So we're a little in the dark here. This is an interesting problem we've run into. Okay, I was gonna try and like talk about what else happened in the text, but like it's not even relevant here. So normally what would happen is Isamu and Gold are set to compete against each other with like a target like training dummy kind of shoot down kind of contest. But they can also shoot down each other if you have Isamu to shoot down Gold, and if you do, you get a skill point. But like that's not happening here. So that's definitely something. Let's look at his. This does not seem that different, other than this 4,000 power attack from the usual way the Valkyries work. I mean, like the stats, like the numbers are slightly different, but it seems largely functionally similar. I hate how they like the way that they rotate the order in this. It's so silly. This definitely looks a lot more alien. I wonder if he is one of the aliens that has switched sides for the sake of like the plot of the other story. But yeah, they're supposed to be shooting down arrow-gators, but no arrow-gators are in sight. So I guess, again, we just sort of skipped that part. Yoriko shouts to Young her determination. And for what it's worth, the like people on the Exalion do believe in her and are like, okay, we'll give you the Gunbuster, just like please make it worth it for us. That's not exactly right. That they are like egging her on to like fulfill the promise that she made. That like Noriko seems to be motivated a lot through spirit and a lot more like act in the moment rather than practice for kind of person. So yeah, I think that's where we are story wise. Sorry, this one's a little bit clunky, but who knew that who knew that's how it was gonna go for story choices. I think it's interesting that like you could that deviation can happen. It's like a pseudo route split. Okay, so let's look at our objectives. We have to just protect the Exalion until the warp begins. And we can't move it, so I guess that means we're just sitting in place. And our loss conditions are if it gets shot down or any of our units get shot down. So, contrary to how I usually play these, I think I am just going to sort of sit. I'm going to sit at least decently close. This is 4 range. Okay, we can do that. 1, 2, 3, 4. But I would like to keep it a little bit tight. Largely so we can also use the Gunbuster when it shows up, because there's no shot we're not getting it this time. We've made too much of a fuss about it. 1, 2, 3, 4. And let's see what these look like. But if at all possible, I would like to try and feed the Gunbuster some more, because I would like to use it. Where I've not been impressed with the majority of the Valkyries so far. I like Max. I think Max is good because of how Max is, not because of his unit. That was like reasonable damage, but like is it? It's not. That's reasonable damage for it being untrained and it being like a low damage threshold attack. You must have really high range damage. A ranged stat. But yeah, they're so deeply hampered in this game by having such miserable post-movement actions. You have only one range. Yeah, I think we're going to keep these other ones in place. And just call it there. And then we'll see when the Gunbuster actually shows up. Those ships in the back are new and cool. I'm down with those. Yeah, see, this is what we wanted. Stop. It's going too fast. This is just regular melee. Let's take a look at what this is, then we can turn animations off, because I think this will be this will probably be the only 2 attacks we're going to see out of them. Or it might take a minute for us to get to like that super punch. But we are close to I think we're going to be able to pull in at least 6 enemies this turn. And because Isamu already is like really well statted to be a real pilot, that focus was enough, and the focus will be enough to like ignore all of these. Yeah, okay, cool. So we have softened all of these up for the future. He does have a fortune, so I want to try and map attack them down to extra cash out. Oh, okay. Or they aren't all going to attack. Weird. Well, never mind. I immediately undermined there. The map attack also does not have a lot of power. Oh, we also need morale for it, so there's so many reasons why you should forget what I said. Okay. Just that bottom left contingent is moving. I suspect this is going to be a slow start, but that's fine. I do wish we got like slightly more consistent defense objectives. I love defense objectives. Just like, tell me how many turns I have to defend it for. Just this arbitrary, like, until it warps is so unhelpful and so uninteresting. Well, I guess my question was answered immediately. Our weapons are offline and we are prepared to get out of here. We just need to get to this side of the map. So we are substituting our defense objective a little bit. I'm not sure why we had to wait for that. I don't know why we couldn't have just started that right away, but that's fine. Okay, enough of these are nearly dead that it is worth my while. Oh, we do. Okay, we could go 40, 80, 90, and then we have 20 left. Like, that's so bad. And we have to focus too, otherwise we're not going to land that. So, I mean, do you have a map attack? Is that better? I didn't actually want to change. What was I doing? Yes, no, that was great. No, that is not better in this case. Though, that said, this is 82. Mobility should play into this. That's 80. That's 80. So, we do one in the Gerwalk form if we're going to do this. For what little difference it makes. You switch to Gerwalk. Also, 1, 2, 3. That's not how that worked. One more. Oh, there we go. Oh. What? Oh, okay. I guess this one is different. It does not have a good range post movement. That's what I get for assuming it. Well, but and that's a miserable attack. Okay, I think we're gonna do something different instead. I think that the map attack plan is just not good. So instead, let's get Young some experience. Oh, though, like, these are so weak, though. They're not gonna, like, give her hardly anything. Okay. Does Hidden Away exist in this game? No, it does not. Okay. Do you have any post-movement attacks? You've got a one-range post-movement attack. Why is it all so hard? Okay, so we can focus with the YF-19. Come here, punch this. Why does that have accuracy on us now? Interesting. And then, like, attack here. That's so bad. I think we just move as far as we can. Yeah. There is a skill point associated with doing this, except for the fact that we still didn't do that shoot down stage. So, or sorry, an expert point. So that also just doesn't happen. Whoops. Yeah, that experience was not worth it. Glad we did not put a gain on. I believe next turn we're going to get a cutscene about... Yeah, we should get the cutscene next turn. Glad we put that focus on. Let's do what we can. Yeah, that seems fine. Oh, this is a piece of dialogue we have written down. Miria, says that he is not like the other, but is still a pretty competent pilot. I have no idea who the other is, knowing nothing about Macross. So I guess is that a reference that I will find out later? I guess, yeah, here. If it is something I will find out later, don't tell me. If this is just like a bit to a character that we don't have access to, I guess let me know. She is pretty weak. Or she's got low health. Okay, not bad. We could hit her with Young. That might not be the worst. I think let's do this. Let's see what this looks like also. But I think this is our best option. Knowing that they're gunning for the battleship, we can bullseye it next turn. Assuming that it has one. I'm gonna guess that it probably does. But if we have just a focus, it's not really worth it, because it's only getting half from focus, I'm pretty sure it will. The accuracy formula in this game is so weird. The ship also looks so small. They like didn't have like a scale for things really well, it looks like. So the Exilian is just like tiny. This series is not known for doing its size, right? Especially like I complained a lot about that with the not the Arrogators, the weirdo bug boys from Tekkaman Blade. You know the ones. It's been I guess I tried to put that show out of my mind so much I can't remember the name of them at all. Now we're landing none of these. That's a shame. And nope. That. It's 3 points more, but it'll do. Wow, 0 hits. Okay, that's fine. There's still like so many of these like this definitely falls under the category of cinematic stages more so. Like we don't get our whole team. I wonder if the whole team will show up eventually. Probably not though. We like made no intimations of being like vaguely close here. So I think we need a couple more stages to indicate that we're like all getting back together. We're probably heading towards space, but it would be weird if we showed up now. I feel like there'd be too much in like stuff in between. Yeah, okay, so Noriko is distressed at watching this combat or watching like her friends sacrifice themselves. But Ota is motivating by yelling at her to say like, well, deal with the fact that people are gonna have to die. Like, if you can't deal with that fact, then you're not a good enough pilot. And like, it just feels, I don't know. I don't understand Japan's love for yelling people into submission about things. It does not feel constructive, you know. Okay, we have a bullseye. We also have a Valor. We could just Valor this. What are we looking at? We got 1800 armor. We don't have potential though. With some quick math, I don't actually think we need to. I guess. Yeah, no, I think we should actually just be good if we bullseye this. Here, then we gain also. It not only is she a boss, she's also only one level down. So, okay, this should work. We should be doing about 5426 if my math is correct. But I think last time we calced in this game, I was like way off. But that is what happens when you turn what normally was addition into multiplication. Show what you got. She also did defensive skills, so this should be fine, yeah. 5372, I was slightly off. Yeah, I guess because I was assuming just her armor was 1800, which is actually 1872, right? I didn't add that extra, I didn't add the extra 4% from her morale. So yeah, okay, that checks out. Okay, that's good. Okay, what do you do now? This is not post movement. That's some pretty good range though for this game. This is also post. Oh, there's only one of those though. Okay. Yeah, the 21 does not seem to be it, folks. Okay. We can just. Okay, hold on. What we should do is we should figure out what the Exelon can do. Excellion, not the Exelon. Yes, it does have a bullseye. So let's put that bullseye on. Let's also put that guard on. Let's full move. And no, hold on. What are we going to be countering with? One of these, they're going to get right up close though, so it's probably this. We've got 10 shots at this. This is 2800 power. And then we are doing about 5,000 damage pre-defense. So these things need to have less than 1,000 armor. They do not. Okay, so we're not one-shotting them. That is good to know. I guess let's just full send forward like this. And then can we keep these other ones out of the way? We can toss a focus on him still. Right? Yes, we do a focus. And then we just sort of hope we can clean up the ones in the back later. I should have thought to check if Young had some more defensive properties to her to like let her stay here. And then you can move up. And then we have to be adjacent, but that's fine. Cool. You do a focus. Okay. Great. And if we end up losing Young, I guess, oh well, I am doing this intentionally. So we can actually get the objective, you know? I believe the expert point is to get this across the map in 6 turns, so I believe we have to full send to make that happen. Oh, look, some reinforcements. Oh no. Let's see. Okay. How this was worded, I wasn't sure if the reinforcements showed up and we also got the surprise explosion, or the reinforcements showed up this turn and then the surprise explosion was next turn. We haven't seen this cannon yet, I don't think, so let's see what this looks like. But I did forget to mention this. So after I complained about boss yelling, or chief yelling, coach, one of those titles. After coach yelled at Noriko, Noriko ran off, but presumably to the Gunbuster to like. It seemed like it was we were unable to decide whether it was out of motivation or out of distress, but he sent Kazumi there with the startup key for the Gunbuster also. Oh, okay. Huh. We did more damage than I thought we were going to. Oh, because we're large, because we have hunk and massive size. That's why. Okay, that makes sense. Well, that makes this considerably better. I think we're gonna try. No, because we were we were just barely doing over the whole HP bar, so I think this actually should be fine. If we cut our damage in half both ways, that's about like 2,000 damage, a little bit less. This might not kill the 1,500 ones, we'll see. But I would like to try and save the 2,800 power ones for all the ones that are at full health, seeing as we can do over full health now. Yeah, being able to put up guard on this is really good. It's just a shame they don't have like a guts, I think is what it's called at this point. The heal all spell. Oh wow, that went down really hard. Okay. Oh, you're right, yeah, because we're getting multipliers 3 times, so it's not. Yeah, no, okay, that's fine. That's good to know. It was about 800, I think it was. There's another one of these that's like hurt pretty badly. Yeah, like here is a good answer. Oh, I was gonna turn that off. That's fine. We'll watch it one more time. I do like the Excelion's attacks. They look very. They don't feel very typical from what I've seen out of attacks so far. Like, I understand what they're communicating. They just look very different than, like, the pretty standard yellow laser beams like that. Right? Yeah, like that weird purple kind of deal. It looks a little bit like the Kira Kira, to be honest. I'm surprised that the laser on the front is not the most damaging attack. That feels pretty standard, but I mean, they're like space. They're like time space relativity distorting missiles or something. That feels appropriate for like the precursor to Gurren Lagann. And yes, we use this one then. Okay. And we did right. We did not need to crit. Great. We only have 10 of those, though, and they don't seem to be attacking unless they are adjacent. So... Oh, no, never mind. We're... I think let's just keep firing these. They are working. We may as well take as much off the board as possible. And then we can let the Gunbuster deal with everything else next turn. Presumably. Sweet. Yeah, they don't seem to have 3 range as a post-movement option, but that's fine. And then, our barrier just kicked in. I guess we have enough stats now that I would assume, based on how that happened, that it was it was either a different weapon that they're using against us. Also, they are in this range now. Incredible. Or it's one of the, like, if you do this amount of damage or less, you nullifies a fixed damage amount. We have morale now. Let's try this and see. Nah, okay, that's fine. That's fine. You know what? Well, since we already attacked that other one low, let's try and keep it in a cluster here. That'll be easier to map attack next turn. Yeah, and then we can go back to doing this. Because each one of these should be giving Isamu a morale also. Oh, you know what? No, they have personalities in this game. They have such an awful and such a cruel thing to say. It sounds so mean. But they have personality, so it is possible that he also might gain it at a different rate, so who knows. One more. I mean, this is a battleship for a reason. This feels good, though. This feels exactly what a battleship should do. It does also feel nice that, like, our positioning was rewarded in a way that we, like... I thought about where we were putting it, and we got paid off for it, which is... That feels like a real rarity from Alpha in particular. Shame we don't have a map attack on it. There we go. Come on. Give me something good. I mentioned when we entered into this because I wasn't sure where it was happening, but we've taken damage from nothing. So we're gonna not do something about it. We're gonna do something. We're going to do nothing about it. I don't get it. You get it. Yeah, that was bad. But what we are going to do is, in fact, we're gonna launch the Gunbuster.
現状で10分は動きます。
しかし赤宝色戦闘は無理だ。
いざとなればぶつけるまでです。
高谷目標はあくまで敵の主力だ。ザクには目もくれるな。
コーチ。はい。
太田君。行け。
There it is. That was also so much voice acting. I think that was the most voice acting we've gotten so far. I wonder how close this was relative to Gunbuster. People were just like excited to hear their voice actors and just like having the like exactly line for line, beat for beat recreated. It's here. Let's take a look at it. It doesn't even fit on the screen well. It's so fun. Okay, it's extra large, incredible. It has an A in space, but a B's other places. That makes sense to me. 12,000 HP. This feels like a boss. And 1900 armor, incredible. It looks like it has transform, can be separated. And also has inertia canceller. I don't know what inertia canceller does. We've still got guts and shield defense for. Glad we have a shield that will do something. We have so many attacks. Okay. Oh, we're starting with max morale. That's good of them. Oh, this is the super Inazuma kick. Okay. Okay. These are really expensive. This is 140, 120, 110. Okay, everything has a cost except for the Buster Tomahawk. We only get one of these map attacks. We'll have to see what the range looks like in a second. Actually, I guess we'll talk about it. Let's do it right now. Yeah, okay, that makes sense to me. And it's probably going to be all there. We probably don't pick a spot on there and drop another mat. It's probably going to be everything in that area. We can separate. Oh no, we have separate strats on this thing too. We also have 2 willpowers. Okay, so we can actually get to our morale requirements. Or sort of 2 spirits. We can actually get to our morale requirements pretty easily. We've got the Buster Machine 1 and the Buster Machine 2. Okay, sure. These do not have post-movement attacks. But that's fine. I can work some miracles with this. Oh, but their accuracy is rough. That's fine, okay. I mean, I guess that's to be expected. These are reals, and I mean, let's try it. Let's just say they are reals. We are a super, and I do think we're probably gonna have to put on a bullseye for most of these. I wanted to check to see if the limit was stopping us from getting better accuracy, but no, not. Oh, it blinds us. Drat. Okay, that's fine. Well, maybe I will put some accuracy parts on it, on the Buster Machine too. Oh boy, we also take a lot of damage. Hold on, let's check that armor again. So slow. That's 1400 armor. Wild. Okay. Okay, sure. I guess we map attack here, and we'll move everybody else out first. There are a lot of... There are actually not that many damaged. Do we have a Valor? We probably have a Valor. Okay, let's just move these guys first. Is there anything else up here? Oh, yes, there absolutely is. So let's put another guard on and another bullseye. And then we have enough to guard and bullseye next turn also if we need to. And it has, what, 6 move? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we're here for 2 more turns. That's fine. You were also in range. Shame that we can't actually tell who we should be hitting with him, but that's okay. Okay, so this one is fair game because it's not in the map attack at all, and this one is also fair game. Oh, we can't get to it, though. Okay, never mind. But I guess we could, like... Let's put a focus on for that so we don't miss that. I was going to try and chip it down so the Gunbuster could get it, but no such luck. This is probably going to be lethal. That's fine by me. We get to see a cool attack. Show us what you got. I was kind of hoping we get to like showcase the Gunbuster a little bit more, but it feels... I'm worried it's going to feel a little inadequate, but it's probably going to punch like a hole in the side of the enemy ships. Yeah, that's kind of what I expected from here. It feels kind of slow. We'll see. We'll see. It will also matter how much inertia canceller, like what inertia canceller does. Okay. Then we need experience. Sure. We can get a Valor here and a Bullseye here. Okay. That should be... Oh, no, we do have to drop it. Okay. Okay, it's a little bit smaller than I was hoping it was. Yeah. This is what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think this is our best option. I wonder if it will hit us. Let's find out. This is the finger lasers. I think these are the finger lasers, yeah. Great. Surely we can't hit ourselves with our own map attack, right? Yeah, we can't. Okay, good. Sweet. Okay, that was right. That was right respectable. Maybe the Valor wasn't even necessary. Who knows? Young, can you hit this one? You can with some help. Take this. We're at 45. There's no way that we're 7 levels down. There's no way that gain is worth it. If we can have Young take one of those battleships up there, I would be pleased. Okay, and then are there more enemies over this way? Oh, there's just more of these battleships. Okay. And who knows how scary they are. I've opted not to scan them, maybe foolishly. You have an attack. Oh, the map attack. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we can just like chip there. Yeah. You take this focus. 1, 2, 3, 4. And hit this man. Okay, perfect. And then next turn we can send the Gunbuster up closer to the Exalion. And we can let these 3 clean up these scraps. Actually, we'll probably move everything up. Okay. Let's see how well this do. We do have guard on the Exalion though, so we are like, this is probably the best way to like face scan this. They have question mark HP. That's not good. Is this gonna be another case like what I did last time with the alien, with the space invaders, where I'm not just supposed to be fighting them? That blocked everything. I wonder if it blocks a certain type of weapon. Like, does it block anything that is like object-based, like any rockets or things? Oh boy, okay. That's costly. Hopefully these ones are not nearly so severe. I guess these are in range, so we should try these instead, so we can keep the 1 range ones in case that matters. These ship designs are pretty cool. Shame we don't get to use those for covers, because like there's no way I'm not using the Gunbuster for the cover this time. But I like this design. This is really neat. No, we blocked that too. I guess inertia cancelers just work on like every. It probably isn't like a damage threshold. Cool. It is definitely expensive for us to be using energy-based weapons, though. They seem to have like the same level of HP. Okay. I mean, fortunately, the Gunbuster is gun-busted. As far as like damage goes, it's just that like there's so many of these things that are like at close range. Sure. Like I feels like I've got like every other unit in my arsenal is like really good if I get right up next to them, and that's like kind of the only thing that it knows how to do. Let me check on our objectives again, because I think in this case, given how good the Gunbuster is, I might be inclined to say, let's not bother trying to artificially get the SR points. I know. Sorry, I also can't remember which ones to call them. I think are they expert points in this? It doesn't matter. You know them. You know what they are. Love this music. Oh, but even if I can't actually get them, like we did last time on stream, I did still try to act like I was going to get them. For the sake of like proving the point that we could. But I think in this case, it might just be better to get the resources off of the Gunbuster and cleaning things up. And that also might be like I cut to those spaces if it takes a long time, you know. But the Gunbuster will also run out of resources after a point. I don't think it will. We can just like passively energy regen. Well, I'm sure it'll be fine. I'm sure it'll be fine. Sweet. Okay, let's check our objective again. I always go to the wrong one. No, we do not care about time here. Also, looking at Akarasu, it looks like none of the skill points come from the excellent at all. I think the guy just like misrepresented or misremembered that. So forget all of that for so many reasons. You know what? Let me look up inertia canceller. Well, that's wild. Reduces damage by 2,500. That's so bonkers. Okay. And that'll stack really well with the shield too. Oh, we also we do have a 7 ranged attack. Maybe I was giving this thing too hard of a time. Maybe I'm like trying so hard not to like it for some dumb reason, but like no, it probably is just the most cracked thing. I guess other than its energy requirements, but we can fix that. I guess let's just see how this goes. I'm glad that the screen fades in right at the woo. It was really hard not to woo with it. Yeah. Oh, what kind of... Maybe it's just basalt. Maybe they do kind of look like basalt columns coming out of it. I know that's not actually what it looks like. But it's kind of like meteorite-like. I have a little gemstone sitting in my library that looks like that. Yeah, no, this thing definitely is. The Ava are a pale imitation of this. Okay. How much are we going to use these 3? I am tempted to like I said before, I'm tempted to let Young get 1 or 2 of these kills. Oh, but we do have some gains. Or some fortunes. Okay, that's 100% accuracy. We should try and figure out how much damage this is going to do, because if we can cash out on 2 of these, I would be pretty pleased. I know why our damage wasn't right before. It's because of proximity, not because of size. I forgot that proximity is a thing in this game. So we can do about 6,600 points of damage with the YF-19. but we definitely don't have enough yet to make that happen. So I think we're just gonna let all of these sit for a minute. Okay, how far? Let's see how far this can move. This can move 7 spaces. And we want to be here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Great. Yeah, but we get at least one fortune. We get at least one fortune battleship that way. And then we're gonna pull this back. I want to show it off at least one time cleanly, and then we can cut to the other ones afterwards. I want to try and use a little bit. Let's just try and use a little bit less power in general for all of these, so we have time to recover them. You know. We also can only do that 6,600 damage fortune once because it has 1 ammo. I'm pretty sure. I'll show it off next turn to make sure, but I'm pretty confident that it only has 1 ammo. So we're gonna have to go down in power some for the next one after that. But that's fine. If we can also switch over to using some ammo, okay. We can switch over to using some ammo at some point once we need to start recovering energy. But this is definitely really energy intensive. Great. Yes, we will do this one with the express purpose of trying to softball it. Yeah. And then sure, we can just missile this. It's a shame that it doesn't have one free attack that's actually good. Maybe we put points into the Buster Tomahawk and just like see how cheap this is to upgrade. Just like sort of see where it goes. 9288. Okay, that's fine. Then we can do like this again. That did 54 before. Let's just see what the Buster Tomahawk does. Yeah, okay. The Buster Tomahawk will probably get this done. Yeah, and then the only concern is afterwards, do we die? I'm sure it'll be fine. Yeah, they have an 18 hit rate. They got a 17 hit rate. We can just use evade. Oh, right. We want to see what. Nope, too far. We can still be next to it. Yes, we have 1 ammo. Though this is not much different. It's also using his better stat, so there is that. So what you got? Though we probably should have saved this for the even bigger battleships, but it's fine. It's fine. But between wanting to get the Donkuken and wanting to upgrade the Gunbuster, I figure we may as well get our resources now while we can. Oh, well, the crit would also do it. Easy. Yeah, this game is so weird with damage. I forgot about proximity, and the crits also are 1.5. I wonder if crits still work the same way they normally do, which is just like the difference between skill. 18,000. A little more than they're normally worth. Interesting. Okay. You pop back here. We could probably get one of maybe not next turn. Okay. What else do we have that we can get resources out of? You don't get anything bonus. And you still have 4 gains left. Okay. What's your range? Oh, they've got so many ammo-based attacks. Yeah, it's probably not worth it running these things out. What? They're also level 39. Like, Young is still going to get nothing out of this, so never mind. I think she's just sort of out also. Yeah, they're too low level for her to do anything meaningful with, so let's just leave it to the Gunbuster. once we do the cash on the second one. Actually, we'll check. We'll check to see if these two battleships that are going right now are worth more money. Because if they are, we should save the second fortune for that. I didn't think about that. And that can just be the last thing that we kill. We also haven't seen the Tomahawk yet, so we should look at that too. Though I suspect we'll have plenty of opportunities to see all of its attacks. I do think we should probably play one of these games at some point where we intentionally don't use any supers, because the supers seem way too good. That we force ourselves to only use reals. That was like sort of what GC was supposed to be, but cool. Yes, this is fine. I guess we also haven't seen the finger missiles yet. That's fine. It's whatever. Okay. This one can be in range this turn. I'm sure of it. You have gone 15,000. I mean, it's a little bit more. It's a little bit more, so it still counts. It still counts. Okay. Well, given that, I think it's time for me to go grind these out a bit, and I will see you back here once we get over to this portion of the map when we're fighting these ones. Like, we already know how things go over here for us. So I don't think there's much need to show this off anymore and waste all of our times. So I will be back momentarily in your time. So obviously this is going to be like more expensive than is necessary, but we also haven't gotten to show those off yet. So I think let's use this to finish off one of these. Why not? It's cool. I'm just sad we can't use it against one of the extraterrestrials to start, but that's fine. And we could have saved it, but why bother on the intro stage? What a mammoth and massive amount of damage without a Valor on. Just bonkers. Okay, cool. We're getting 11, so we're gonna get 22,000 out of that. That's not bad. Yeah, the lack of energy is really being felt. I've had to wait a lot to be able to do this, but it's fine. We're just being a bit goofy, so it's whatever. I know I don't usually do this, but the resources are here, and I feel like the game is sort of asking me to with how these are showing up. I could be wrong. I guess no. Here, I'll put it this way. I think there are two versions of this map, obviously. One of them you get rewarded with SR points, expert points, whatever. One of them you get rewarded with all these extra funds and resources. Like, we're getting a couple of kills here. We're 27 now, yeah. But also, the game, or Akarasu would have me believe that as we land more actions, we also get sort of this like internal point scoring system towards like non-level based stat bonuses. So this will also go to like raising Noriko a little bit too. I don't know if that's actually true or not. I have not thought to check, but great. This one should be, you know what, let's just take it out then, that's fine. Yeah, and then we're gonna cheese the other one down until we can fortune it. So I guess let's move right outside of its range. It is 7, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So this space, I am remembering it. Never mind. I hate how it moves. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. So we can be here and we are still safe, which also works out perfectly because this has 7 movement. So you go. Yeah, we'll just stay there. We can move later when we need to. That I don't want to overkill if we crit by accident, so let's do this. Yeah, that's fine. That was 5,500 we just did. Okay, so it has at least 10,000 left if it's not showing numbers. So we can do that again, and we are still safe to not accidentally kill it. Yeah. It has, what, 4763? Let's calc this real quick. We have 3,200 times... Ooh, it's also right. It's also melee. We said that before. We said that before. So it's 3,200 times 1.82 times 1.33. Yeah, 7,745 less. This probably has. It doesn't even have max morale at this point. 1,800 times 1.37 is 2,466. Minus 7,745. Reverse the signs. That is 5,279. And we are. Oh, right. We're also not going to get any bonus damage on that because this is just one range. But that's fine. We could also try and tap this with the Hawk. There's no reason to. There's no reason to. We have it set already. Here and here and here. Show what you got. But yeah, the other reason we got a little bit of extra bonus damage is because we were attacking from one range with a 3-range weapon. This is just a 1-range weapon, so we're not getting any of the bonus stats from it. It's only 3% each time, but 3% sure does add up. 5,279 exactsies. Feels good. Sick. This should give us a lot of money to play around with now. Consider this all of the expert point tax bonus that we get to finally kill these. This does feel good though. This feels sort of like answering to oh, it's gonna make us still walk it in though. It's funny. This feels like sort of answering to that other time we encountered all those battleships that we were unable to kill. You could just fly around here for forever if you just forgot what the objective was, or you just like couldn't read Japanese. It's so funny. We get some like fun but if brief integration here. So the Exalion was trying to meet up with the what space term? Icarus space. They were trying to meet up with the Icarus space, but they were unable to reach it because their vanishing motor was starting to fail on them. So they had to like stop relative to where they are right now and do some repairs. But that also gives our crew, our team, a time to like sit and talk about things. Isamu compliments Noriko on like having grown up since last they encountered each other, and like clearly like her time in Londo Bell was like well spent. And in addition to that, the Gunbuster is terrifying, and like if they had the resources to build it, why did they not just like make more of his jet if his jet was supposed to be so good? And the idea being that one large machine is better specifically for fighting exactly the STMC, but that's not necessarily the only thing worth fighting. But they are planning on mass producing them. They're planning on mass producing the Gunbuster into a lesser form, the Sizzle Black. I think this is why Noriko said, not Noriko, Kazumi said this before, that the Gunbuster was like built for her. I thought we discovered the Gunbuster up in space, but maybe we have like reoriented how the Gunbuster got made in this world so we can have that little interaction. But I do think it's cute that we have the Valkyrie pilot sort of questioning why they exist, even when like something like this is so powerful. And like, yeah, it's better for fighting the aliens this way, but also like you could just like park it in front of any of the Zentradi or the Meltrandi, you know, the ones. The the Macross enemies, just sort of park it in front of any of their little jets, and they just like collide off of its chest and die. Like there's no reason for so many other of the robots when we have these big things like this. I wonder if Asamu's ever gonna like get to like complete that worry, because right now he's just sort of sitting there being like, this is kind of, I feel kind of useless. Will we ever get some like catharsis for that? I wonder. We are finally paying off one of the few elements that was not getting like immediately completed in this scenario, also with this conversation that these two have been having in the background. So we are discussing the nature of the large space aliens from Gunbuster and like what they are doing. They are from the center of the galaxy, which is a black hole normally, but maybe not in this world, but that's normally how galaxies work. But they are trying to go around to different places, different other like galaxies, different stars to lay their eggs. And in so doing, that is how they like increase their population. But the conflict arises, like, why are they targeting Earth so much? And Ota thinks it is because they specifically want to target sentient life. That the idea of something that is smart enough to know it exists is a threat to them. But the Captain Tashiro thinks that it is simply because the Earth's star is young, and that is enough to attract them. But Ota insists that he is like onto something, just a gut feeling, I guess. That maybe these aliens are a lot more like white blood cells, that they are like cleaning up the bacteria in the galaxy, and like that's all that humans appear to be to them, which is definitely distressing. And this completes the promise we heard at the beginning of the game, that Bien said there was like no place for all of humanity to run, that there was no escape. So like if this is like happening all across the galaxy, then at minimum, like yeah, these giant type invaders are going to stop humans from having like any recourse other than to fight back against them. So now the SDF and now all of the like research that has gone into things that could stop great calamities like that are like all coming to fruition now. So we will finally get to put our chips down on the table, put our hand down on the table, put our money where our mouth is. You know what I mean? Which I hope means we're going to start seeing a couple more of these groups clash together. I feel like early on, and this might just be a vibe, I don't know if I'm remembering correctly, but I feel like we were seeing a couple more groups, like different enemy factions happening on the map at the same time. And it's been a long while since we've seen that. So I would like to start seeing more of these sort of like three-pronged attack situations. And I feel like we've sort of just said, we have said that we are like seeing the curtains of this story, that we are in the end game now. Which should mean that like many of these forces are on a crash course together, unless some of their relationships are not actually going to get paid off in this game, and they're waiting to get paid off in Gaiden. But we shall see. That is our story for right now. In the meantime, though, we've got some stuff to do. So first, let's get our new weapon. Interesting. Oh, but it's also not upgraded at all. Okay. It's so expensive. I see no reason why we have to, though. Okay. That should be fine. I do think putting points into the Gunbuster is just better. That's not the upgrade screen, you fool. Yeah, the Gunbuster just needs more energy. I think we're just going all the way there. And then as much as we can for the defensive profile. Yeah, I think that's a good choice. Do we have... I believe this... I still believe this was the game that has no energy parts. I can't remember. Oh, it also gets one part slot. Okay. Let's give it some... Actually, let's give it a Minovsky craft. I think that's the right answer. Because... golly, does it need to... You know what, we'll put this on when it's not in space, because who knows, maybe we'll never actually not be in space. We can give it one extra range. That's not the worst idea. The barriers don't matter. Let's give it one extra. Yeah, let's do that. Let's give it one extra range. And then once we get down to the ground, we can give it an A in the air. The Buster machine, we would like to have more mobility because that is going to improve our accuracy. Not knowing what we are going up against next map. We could take this off of max. Do we really care? I don't think we care about it being on max so much. Let's put the Psycho Frame here. That should be... That's only 10, though. So we're going from 65. We're only going up to 70. Maybe that ain't worth it. Maybe we just... As much as I like Separate Strats, maybe Separate Strats are not the strat here. I don't think we can push it far enough to... Where is it? This one. I don't think we can push the accuracy far enough with one part slot to make that like worth investing into. That I think we just sort of still like take the action and just see if it hits, and if it does, great. If not, oh well. Okay, cool. Well, that feels good. I feel like we've made a pretty large upgrade to our team, but I said we were definitely going to hit these expert points, but we've been stuck here at this like 40, 41 for so long, 42 for so long. It's been a hot minute since we've gotten to see them. Let me poke ahead on my list here and find out if there are any more to come. That was just stage 49. Okay. Yes, it looks like we've got a good chunk of them showing up in the next couple maps. Okay. Cool. Okay. Wonderful. Well, I think that will about do it. I'm not sure how long this video is because I'm going to have to cut some things out, but thank you for sticking with me to the end regardless. It's probably going to be over an hour. I guess this is going to be the first time I'm recording something since it's happened, but congratulations. Thank you, everyone. Wonderful news. We are 100 strong now. It's been in the making for a bit, but it's still baffling to see that number under my name. Thank you all for being here for it. I wrote a note. I tried to write a nice note, but I found some typos in it later. I wrote it too late at night, I guess. I thank you all for joining me on this journey, and I really, whether our next milestone a year from now is 101 subscribers or 1,000, I just hope that you continue to go on this journey with me, because it's definitely been a lot more than I could have ever imagined it was going to be. But I still want it to be even greater than this. So hopefully you'll come with me for that. But I'm going to start babbling if I stay here too long. So let's talk about schedule, and I'll see you off. If you would like to see some more alpha, next Wednesday we'll have another episode up. If everything goes accordingly, I'll be able to record that tomorrow. So I'll be recording it the day this comes out. So give me a little bit of time. I need to respond to some things. I might not see it in that time. But then Thursday and Friday will be the OG's streams as usual. Which means I guess I need to catch up on my OG1 playthrough. I know someone in the comments just mentioned I should be playing that, but don't worry, we've been doing it. Don't you worry. I'm getting my butt handed to me by the expert points in that one. So if you want to hear about that, definitely show up on stream on Thursday and Friday. And this week's anime book club is finishing up G-Quux. My notes are already in the Discord if you want to go see them. I am generally not a fan, but I am definitely happy to read some much more positive interpretations of it. Like, don't feel like you need to grumble with me. I'm not going to fight you on it. I like just reading people's perspectives. Like, if we can get like a cogent interpretation going down, I'm here for it regardless whether it agrees with mine or not, you know? But so to say, if you'd like to influence what we're doing for next book club, because we're not really quite sorted yet on our plan, hop by stream on Thursday and Friday. We can talk about it, because we got to iron that out before Monday shows up. It'll probably be something Gundam, just because we've not paid a lot of attention to Gundam on this channel, and while we're on OG, we aren't going to have access to it at all, so we may as well. But it's possible. We were also debating Aquarion. But yeah, so stop by the stream if you'd like to help out with that. But otherwise, if not, you can also just hang out because you want to. It's a pretty fun time. But hopefully I will see you there, if not in the Discord, and if not that, in the stars. Good night, everybody.